Hi, Bitch Sesh listeners. It's Casey. I just wanted to say the episode you're about to hear is the second half of our fundraiser for Vote Mama, where we talk Bachelor versus Housewives with Josh Malina, Scott Foley, and Katie Lowe's. And this comes right after our talk with Candace Valenzuela, who is running for Congress in Texas and this close to winning. If you have it in your heart to look her up and donate to the campaign, that would be wonderful. But I want to thank you so much for your generosity. For those who attended the event live, we raised $28,000 for Vote Mama. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Enjoy the episode.
I'd now like to bring out my co-host of our just really popular, just world vastly popular, and I don't say that as a joke, podcast Bitch Sesh, which is a Real Housewives breakdown show. There she is! Hello, Danielle!
Hello, Casey. I'm sorry my mic is so present.
Joined us.
I was, and I screamed. I screamed.
Yeah.
I have to say,
Go ahead.
I'm very intimidated by tonight because, woo, Scott Foley, and I also have to say, woo, Josh Malina.
Oh, yeah?
I have attractions to both of these gentlemen.
Yeah, and this is a safe space to say it before they pop those cameras on. I'm attracted to Katie Lowe's, my friend.
As am I, like the whole scandal cast.
Orthodox. I'm grabbing my prop.
Should I grab mine?
Don't put it on yet, but just keep the wheel for 0.5 seconds.
Yeah, so I just have to say that this is such an exciting evening, and I know I'm only on for the lowbrow part of the evening because as Casey says, my podcast partner Casey says, I am only worthy of the lowbrow sort of. I can't go up in the high rafters I'm down here in the muckety muck. I was here, so I don't mingle with the hoi polloi.
That's right. And someone in the chat is saying, as Leah said, you elevate this. And speaking of Leah, I think that this will bring us into the second portion of our night. Are you ready, Danielle?
Yes, we shall. Since we're both in black and now wearing these hats, we do look like we are in mourning. So I'd like to say that this is also a tribute to Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And I'm sure this is not the tribute she wants.
We are sitting Shiva, and we are in mourning both for the country and for what the guests we are about to bring out have to say to us.
Now, we have to say, I'm going to admit to something that I'm not proud of, but I did used to watch The Bachelor.
Okay.
I found it interesting, though I found it hard to watch women compete for love and men, mostly women though. And also it was on for 27 hours. Like we think that the Housewives does
to our gripes, but let's let our guests come on, have a chance to explain themselves.
Please.
Katie Lowe's!
Katie Lowe's! What a treat!
Hi, friends!
Oh! Josh Malina. Woo!
It's like you were here and now you're late.
Now Scott's shy.
I'm getting a real case of the WAP, if everybody knows what I'm saying. Foley. Now when you want him, he doesn't come on? What's happening?
Oh my God.
Someone has just put in the chat, and I want to introduce you all properly, but there's no truer words ever spoken, that you are either a Housewives or a Bachelor fan. Well, guys, we have 3 Scandal cast members. This is like one of the Frasier reunion. This is big.
Yeah.
Have you guys been reunited before today? Is this the first time you guys are seeing each other? Did we bring you all together for this important event?
I haven't seen you guys in a while.
Yeah. Well, there's a pandemic. I don't know.
What?
I don't want to be the one to break it to you. But yeah.
Come again?
The inflection on that was bizarre. A pandemic.
Yeah, well, I'm Jewish. I say Broadway. And
We are on a WhatsApp chain with the entire Scandal cast that is used quite regularly.
That's true. I have notifications off, so
we're aware.
We are in touch, all of us and our significant others, quite regularly.
Who's the funniest, if I may ask that?
Probably Scott.
Josh.
Oh no, Scott too.
Oh, you're an asshole.
Scott's really like where I am, lowbrow, like farts, toilets, that kind of thing. Josh.
Bash Scott Day. I'm
Seriously.
Josh is what, like a New Yorker article? He's always reading shouts and murmurs or something.
That's right.
What is that? What the hell is that?
This might be the most dramatic bitch session ever.
Oh! Whoa!
Josh.
Should have brought a rose. If I were really committed, I would have brought a red rose. But
It's a pandemic, and it's hard to get our hands on what we want.
that's true. The props department, hard to reach.
Guys, now Danielle and I love The Housewives, as you may or may not know, but I am told the three of you love The Bachelor.
Yes.
Tell me why.
Why? Well, I was thinking about this before we came on, and I was like, well, I'm going to talk about The Bachelor and in comparison with Housewives, and it's almost impossible to compare because The Bachelor is so high above Real Housewives, and
eyebrow to the Housewives lowbrow.
In what way? In what way? I'm curious.
in the beginning, the middle, and the end way, and the fact that they're all out for one goal, and it's not just like, hey, come over to my house, I'm going to cook, and then let's get in a fight.
Well, honestly, none of them cook.
Well, you know what I mean. Someone's going to cook for us, we're going to get in a fight, and then we'll go out again.
I just hope they're all there for the right
We're
reason.
all going to live in this alternate reality where we're just like fighting over one person, and it's 100 hours long.
Yeah, but it is it works because there have been proven relationships from the show. We have long marriages that have lasted and are still going. We have babies. We have babies.
Season 2, they're still together.
They're still together.
They have 2 children.
JP and Ashley, Krista and Ryan, there are people, I would argue that the percentage of that divorce rate that happens in this country is the same on The Bachelor. Like,
Nikki points out in the chat box. Sorry.
Yeah. So I feel like there is a real dream and end goal here that we have seen that the show has worked.
But that's not why I like it, which is interesting.
Wow.
It's a competition.
Wow.
It's a competition.
Yeah, it's like real dating. There's
You know
a
what I
winner and a
mean?
loser.
It's a competition. Like,
You guys need in a box, like, I know what they're going for. Whereas the Housewives are in a competition to be the most terrible humans. And it's a broader category.
Yes, but I think Teddy Mellencamp won, so that's resolved.
Wow. You know your stuff, Josh. You're on our side, Josh. No,
I didn't sign the NDA, so I can speak about it.
Why would I think Housewives is 100,000 hours long? Is it really less?
it doesn't end. It's been going on forever. Is that
1,000 versions of it in different cities.
I just saw that Nene Leakes is leaving. I watched Housewives 17 years ago when that bitch was on.
Dang, that's a friend.
You know what I mean?
exactly. They last. They stand the test of time.
Don't get me wrong. I watched because of her. Like, she was so interesting. Her and Kim
Zolciak, yes.
Thank you very much.
Now has a spinoff. Don't be tardy for the party.
But I feel like that was on 14 years ago as well.
Again, longevity. We stand the test of
Bachelor
time.
spinoffs are exquisite. Bachelor Pad, Bachelor Paradise,
Bachelor
Winter Games.
Bachelor
You don't see the
Paradise.
Housewives.
Yes, we did. We have Candy's family ski trip.
Oh, all
We
right.
did.
Fair enough.
Bachelor in Paradise is the gift you get.
I think you
doing
get more.
Bachelor.
You possibly get more successful relationships from. They're brief, but from Bachelor in Paradise than the Bachelor.
I agree.
What's your favorite Bachelor, Bachelorette? I'll speak for myself. The only season I enjoyed was Andrew Firestone, Tire Air.
That was a good season.
Thoughts?
My favorite is JP and Ashley, but that's because it was my first season. I came very late to The Bachelor. My husband is the person who told me that I had to watch it, and he's been a Bachelor fan the whole time we've been together. JP and Ashley was my first season, and JP is a lovely Jewish boy from Long Island who had his
I was going to say that's why he's my favorite.
Club, and that's where I grew up, and I love him, and I think he's so cute.
Wow.
Also, order Shappy's Pretzels at the following. What's his website?
ShappyPretzel.com.
Thank
Nailed
you.
it.
So he's a pretzel maven.
He is.
Yes.
Because on the Housewives, we have the hot dog king,
Sure.
who is like the hot dog king of Atlanta, and the coupon king, who runs a coupon, like a Groupon service out of Chicago. We have real
We have the
businessmen.
Pretzel King. Your husband makes a great soft dough pretzel. I've ordered them myself. They're wonderful.
Thank you, Casey Rose Wilson. Thank you for supporting Shappy Pretzel.
Feels like we've asked people for a lot of money. We don't really need to promote your husband's pretzel.
Too late. I did.
Oh, I thought Chappie's Pretzel was The Bachelor. Like he owned a place called Chappie's Pretzel.
My life.
I listened to the highbrow part of the show too, by the way, and supporting candidates, mothers with young kids is a fantastic thing. And the world would be a better place if more mamas were running the show.
Are you just trying to get people on your Bachelor side? Because it's not going to work.
I'll do anything.
Now, well, if you support women, I feel like Bachelor shows the sort of fairy tale dream from the past where a woman is complete. She becomes real. She becomes a part of society when she is finally married, when she finds true love. Where the Housewives, it's beyond that. We have an elder woman. Most of them are perimenopausal at least. And they are striving for success in a career and selling earrings. And
Very true. If you're in your mid-30s on The Bachelor, you are solo.
Right.
That was supposed to just happen, and they canceled the whole season or something.
Claire was supposed to be our elder
our
bachelor.
geriatric bachelorette at 35.
She's our geriatric bachelorette. And
They were like, "You're how old? We're canceling the season."
no, Josh.
She found love. She found love with the producer. I read reality, Steve. I'm not my finger on the pulse.
It's going to be the best season ever.
Who found love with the producer?
Claire, I think.
No, I don't know.
Oh, maybe I'm making that up.
All
I
I
don't know.
heard was the goss is Claire, who is the elder bachelorette, and I think she's phenomenal. I love her. I am a huge Claire fan. I absolutely love her.
Why?
End the season early because she actually found love and was like, I can't play this game anymore. I'm done.
But wasn't it someone on the show? I thought it was someone on the crew that she fell in love with.
I don't know if it's a crew member or a contestant, but I have heard the season is phenomenal. Starts October 3rd.
Can't wait.
Oh, it's saying someone in our chat, Rebecca's Myers, is saying not a producer, Josh, with a guy she communicated with before the season because of COVID-19.
Thank you, Rebecca, for your candor.
Claire is so
up to date. So not a producer.
Not a producer. Guys, Scott, tell us more about your love now. Are you watching every single episode right when it airs?
I'm amazed at the the recollection that these two have with the names they can drop. I don't know any of their names. I have no idea. Watching The Bachelor is a great way for my wife and I to sit on the couch together and watch a show. Maybe.
Just names to you.
I don't. But they're not even names. They're the guy who liked the chick, and they got together and they worked out.
Yeah.
Like he won.
Yeah. Well, I'm a little bit like that with
Christina
reality.
F says, sure, Scott, sure.
Wait,
Yeah, that's right.
didn't you come to The Bachelor late and you really hadn't watched it until Josh and I wouldn't shut the hell up in the makeup trailer at Scandal, and then you started, and then Marika, your beautiful wife, started. So we really changed your life.
You guys were talking about it as if it was the second coming, and I was like, well, I got to watch this show, and then I couldn't stop. And I feel it's like I don't know. It's like a growth that just doesn't leave you alone. And
It's a cancer. You're correct.
It's a cancer, but a cancer that I'll take over Real Housewives of everywhere.
Wow. Okay. So
I have a question, because when I did watch The Bachelor in my former life before I was awakened to in the way
Why
that
did you
Jews
stop?
for Jesus.
Why did you stop?
Because it was too much. And this is what I had a problem with. I would fall in love with these people. I would get emotionally invested in their lives, and then they erase it all and I have to start over again. I want consistency in my life. I need
Bachelor
passion.
Nation. And once you're a citizen of Bachelor Nation, you come back, you get second chances, third chances.
now, do you guys watch 90 Day Fiance? Could we meet in the middle across the aisle there?
I haven't done that. What's the one I've been watching lately with my daughter? Married at First Sight.
I heard that's really good.
Seen it.
It's pretty good. I have to say, I'm enjoying it on the Netflix.
Like, do real couples come out of that?
Yes, and also real people who hate each other. So much of real marriage is about 50-50, real couples and real people who end up hating each other.
Okay.
There's more drama on the housewife. Like, what are some of the bigger things that have happened besides we all know, like, a guy chooses another girl. That's built into the program. But the surprise that you can't fucking believe this, like, because we've had those moments that we'll share, but I want to know what yours are.
A couple times the person who chooses has changed. Like Ari changed his mind after choosing someone, proposing to her, getting engaged, and then living off camera with her for a while, he's like, you know what? I like the other one.
The other girl.
And left and married her.
And she got they have a baby.
Yes, but now he's like, I don't like this baby. I think, no, I'm just kidding. that was extremely dramatic and painful to watch.
All due respect.
Yes.
Dramatic was when a woman took her prosthetic leg off and beat another woman over the head with it.
What?
Wow.
The type of drama we're engaging in on our program.
Yeah,
That's not real.
Yes, a cast member had a prosthetic leg and took it and threw it across the room.
What?
So there's
That's.
drama, and then there's drama, and
I remember the drama being the New Jersey woman flipping the table. Like, that was a huge deal.
Yeah, that's nothing. That's nothing.
Leah threw pasta at Ramona.
Sure. We have a man.
Sure.
We have a man who was a liar and pretended to have cancer throughout an entire season. And then his girlfriend, who he also said his favorite thing about her was her vagina when asked, which was a great compliment to any woman. And he said she went along with it, even though we are pretty sure she knew that he also didn't have cancer.
I can't get on board with that.
This would be Orange County.
Horrible.
Yes, of course.
I have to admit, I am somewhere. I have a foot in each world.
You sure do.
That is like, I like to turn on The Bachelor and like really escape and like just dumb myself down, but I don't like to be like afraid or think that it's like really sad. Like, that sounds really sad to me, and world is sad.
It was exciting at the moment.
They have the Real Housewives on, and the moment my wife steps into the room, she goes, "Turn off the screaming. Turn off the screaming. We're not watching the screaming."
There's like a wave crashing at my window. It just lulls me. The beautiful sounds,
I do. I find other people's fights to be relaxing also.
It's not me and them.
Right.
People.
Look, we're not having a fight. We're watching someone else.
We're doing great.
Yeah.
Which one would you start with? What's the gateway drug?
New York.
New York. But then I would say Atlanta is mwah, 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 chef's kiss. Atlanta is a beautiful city.
I haven't done Atlanta.
We watched Atlanta for a few seasons. We liked it when it first started, but that was after Orange County.
A lot of support for Potomac in the chat.
Oh, well, but they asked us what to start with. Potomac is in its, like, right now, what we're getting is Potomac's heyday. Potomac is a beautiful place to land, but I wouldn't start there because it had sort of like like it was getting its footing.
It's supposed to start all the way back at the beginning, or just like right now?
You don't have to.
It's like first season Schitt's Creek.
Yes.
Just start on season 2. Fantastic.
I've been telling everyone that. I normally say like 8 episodes in, but
Parks and Rec also. You can skip the first season. It's an amazing show.
Scandal, skip the first 4.
Scandal, skip the first 7 seasons. Just watch the finale.
Gosh!
No, I'm just kidding.
You guys, tell me about Scandal. Do you miss it? Where are you at with it? It's such an amazing show. I miss it personally.
I certainly miss the money.
That boy.
That's Josh every day, all day.
Well, I'm trying to be candid.
It's really devastating that I haven't gotten a text in a while, Scott, that says, Josh, that says residual. It's really sad.
I know.
Dude, I'm
we do have a text
dying.
where when there's a significant residual, one of us will just write the word residual. And then like a crazy man.
I don't want to brag. You guys, but I wrote the movie Beverly Hills Chihuahua 2. And every once in a while.
Oh, and you don't want to brag and you drop that? Come on.
Every once in a while, I'll get a little check and I call my writing partner. I always go, check your mailbox. There's $17.93 in there.
You know what? Any residual is a good residual, I think.
I agree. Anything that's extra money for something I did already.
Yeah, I received residual from my first job, a bloated stomach commercial. Katie, talk to me. What other garbage do you all love? Any other garbage kind of cultural things or shows you're watching that you love that our listeners could perhaps start to indulge in during this difficult time?
Oh, what was the Netflix dating show where they couldn't see each other?
Love is Blind. We love.
Yeah, we watched that.
Exquisite. Yeah, quite.
I did that. I watched that.
Somebody.
Josh loves Below Deck. Is somebody?
Literally, the chat. Rebecca from the chat window just reminded me. I do love Below Deck and every iteration of it.
What's Below Deck?
What is Below Deck? I'm so jealous. It's like somebody saying, I haven't read Dickens yet.
Oh.
Like, oh, you're going to read Dickens for the first time.
Below Deck is, you're equating Below Deck to Dickens? I don't even know what it is, but it's got to be fucking fantastic.
It's an exquisite look at the reality behind the high-end yachting industry. And the people
Oh, I like boats.
Oh, you're going to love this. I'm sorry.
It's, you know what I have to say? It's about boats as much as Breaking Bad is about teaching science.
There you go.
Copy that.
I watched a little bit of Below Deck. I can't get on board.
Wow.
Thank you for
You
that.
should. I think you'll ship it.
Wow. This is like watching Hepburn and Tracy here.
Explain.
Okay, is it Indian matchmaking?
Oh, I loved Indian matchmaking.
That too.
It was great.
Fantastic.
Loved it. I need more closure though. I need to find out more about, like, I just felt like it ended and no one got together and I don't know where they're at and I can't go down like an Instagram spiral of where they are currently. So,
Sorry for your loss. It's a hard season. I'm with you though. I need a follow up.
I need a follow up. But that's why Bachelor in Paradise is so great and why it's everyone you fell in love with from the Bachelor season that you were sad to let go. They just show up on a beach and now anyone can bone. It's amazing.
It is.
Anyone Can Bone on Netflix is also expensive.
Are you guys watching The Vow on HBO?
Oh my God, it's fantastic. Apparently all I do is watch television.
Josh, you watch so much TV.
Well, it's only because I'm free every second of every day.
To handle? Did anyone do Too Hot to Handle?
I don't remember that.
No, but I did do the real estate show on Netflix, Selling Sunset.
Oh, is that fantastic? Watched every episode.
Josh, you watch so much TV.
I really do.
What?
Oh, it's so good. So, Chriselle. Oh, poor
Oh,
Chriselle.
Chriselle.
You'll never watch This Is Us the same. They've ruined
No.
Justin Hartley for me.
What?
Who is it?
She's a
Justin
What is
Hartley-
happening?
You know Justin Hartley from This Is Us?
Yes.
His now ex-wife, spoiler alert, is one of the star
Cast
real
members.
estate agents on Selling
Sunset.
But
Selling
they
Sunset.
follow their breakup where he texted her like, we're done, in excruciating detail.
Now, can I ask you, and sorry to alienate anybody, but Josh, do you believe that this agency, this real estate agency, is real? Like,
I would like to know very much. I've done a little digging, but I haven't read deeply. I think there must be something to it. I don't know if what I'm seeing is really real, but I gather they are a real business. Although it looks like, they cast their agents from casting central casting. I don't know. I
didn't get a call on that one.
do you believe? Now, here's a question about The Bachelor. Have you ever been so upset at a season that you're like, I'm going to stop watching this? This is crap. Like, I can't do this.
No,
Not that discerning.
I don't think so. Yeah, no, I'm not that discerning.
I'm trying. I feel like I've had that feeling before. Oh, well, ooh.
Whoa.
Remember Juan Pablo? Okay, so Scandal's an ABC show, and so I used to spring out of bed the 2 times a year we had the ABC upfronts.
Oh, the
Because I-
TCAs. Yeah, yeah.
TCAs, because I knew that the Bachelor or Bachelorette was also going to be there. And I was going to go up to them and I was going to get a photo and I was going to get fangirl out and it was going to be the greatest ever. Juan Pablo went down and said something on the red carpet terribly, something I can't remember.
Oh, yeah.
It was something like what would happen if there was a gay Bachelor, and he said something very homophobic and horrible.
And you
And
said,
I was-
can I have a photo?
Horrible. And I have a photo of 2 seconds before, and I went down the red carpet right after him. But after that, I was like, I can't get on board with this season. This is not good. And I started to really think about myself, like this show and being a feminist and what does this show mean? And this is for horrible people. And then I just
Sometimes you have to, and we've just done a
Got
political
over it.
portion, you have to check your politics at the door occasionally. And not even politics. It's more just like your sense of morals and stuff.
Yeah, you have to check your moral compass at the door. You have to say, like, anytime I go, I lay my hat in Orange County, I have to say, these are terrible people. I am watching fiction. And And these are my stories. And
one of the things I like about The Bachelor is that when my kids were younger, I was able to use it as a teaching tool, an instructional thing, like basically like in your romantic lives, just don't act like any of these people ever, and you'll be fine.
And you're good.
Don't do any of that.
You watch like every episode with your kids. See, my kid is 3. I'm not sure. I don't know.
You should start him now. Yeah.
start them young.
Through it. But you sat with your son and your daughter through a lot of episodes of The Bachelor.
Yes.
And we didn't talk about the. Sorry,
Scott, yes.
I'm staying on The Bachelor, but we didn't talk about this because the show Scandal had ended yet. But did you guys see The Bachelor, the musical Bachelor? The one where they paired the couples together and they sang.
Oh, watched all of that.
It was my favorite.
Yeah, Adam loved it so much.
I like it was everything mashed into one, and I wanted to.
Talent there. It's like, what?
Oh
Is
my
it a School of Rock type of
God.
situation where they're singing like covers, or did they make up the songs?
No, they were covers, and they were phenomenal.
To each other.
They were phenomenal. Oh
Did
my
you
God!
spring for the songs, or was it like Yankee Doodle Dandy? Are they?
No, they sang.
All public domain. So a lot of Gregorian chants.
No.
Things like that.
A lot of, you're a grand old flag. You're a high flying flag.
It's going to cost you.
No, we're gonna let you answer, but I do want to say, Scott, you sold me right at the end because Danielle and I are musical theater whores, and it felt good to hear. I do want to see that.
There is a couple that I'm not going to blow it for you, but they do a version of that the Bradley Cooper Lady Gaga song.
Tell me something, girl.
That is better than the original.
You were moved to text me and like, have you seen this episode yet?
I say,
Oh, you're gonna love it.
Whenever I want to hear that song,
Each other.
I play that.
you play that and not the Brad.
I play that. It's so amazing, and when you watch it, there is something so honest and raw about the relationship between these two, which I'm going to spoil. It doesn't end up happening, but the reason for it is it's beautiful, and the girl they're so good together. I can't even get over it.
Wow, so you felt more palpable energy between those two than you did between Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga.
Even though he got divorced like 2 minutes later. Wow. Interesting.
Wow, you guys are on a totally different plane than I am right now.
I just have to say, though, I will say you just finally got us on board. You won us over. I didn't think you were going to win us over, but the musical episode, did we win you over with our talk of horrible people?
Intrigued.
I'm certainly going to look up the prosthetic leg episode.
So how can I not? There's got to be a clip on YouTube. Yes, look, I watched Real Housewives in the beginning, the Orange County, Jersey, New York a little bit, but then that Kelly chick ran down 6th Avenue, the center of 6th Avenue too many times with like a tank top, and I was kind of like, it's not real.
That was a low. That was a low.
That was a low for us all.
And then Atlanta, but then it started. There were too many cities like Wichita. I didn't need to see all the weird, things, and I couldn't keep up.
If I could give you one piece of advice, Scott,
Please.
you need to feel like I have to follow them all. I think you could pick a train and stay on that train. I just don't want you to feel so overwhelmed that you give up completely.
I appreciate that advice. I was terrified you were going to say like, maybe next time don't go so short with your hair. But I'm glad. Thank you so much. Okay, well, I'll pick one, and it sounds like Potomac is the way to go this time.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, with an election happening, it's sort of apropos.
Jason, guys, you're so generous to come on and help raise money for Vote Mama. Truly, from the bottom of my heart, I'm so grateful. Thank you, Katie Lewis, for hosting this with us and bringing in your lovely friends and talking about such nonsense. It felt really good.
It felt really good.
I would like to start a WhatsApp.
To the organization.
I would like to also start a WhatsApp chain with this group of people. I'm just going to put that out there.
I don't know if anyone else is feeling that, Danielle.
I will turn notifications off, but
just happy to have all of your emails and phone numbers.
The scandal one too. No problem. Yeah. Thank you
guys so much for having us.
Thanks for having us.
What a
You
great.
guys are really nice to do this. Thank you.
It was fun.
Of course. Goodbye, guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Scott's probably going to stay. But
I'll be because I was here early. I'm going to stay late too.
You should just pop on whenever it moves you. And we're going to discuss Potomac, and we're going to discuss the last episode of New York. Oh my God. But I hope you guys, let me read the chat a little bit while you guys are here, because this is so exciting.
Guys, look, someone said it best. It wouldn't be us without this. And you know what? If we lost some people, maybe that's, again, all part of God's plan, Danielle.
Yes. God meaning Andy Cohen.
That's right. Sorry about that. Our beautiful producer thought we were done, probably because we should be done, but
no, never. We still have to talk about Potomac and the last New York.
We're gonna go and do a little more, and I'm putting on lipstick. And you know what? We're all just feeling free to be you and me here.
Yes. Can I just say that I'm very attracted to Josh Malina with all of his knowledge.
Wow, I was too. I mean, you know how I feel about a Jewish man.
Yes, you do. You love a Jewish man.
Love.
And I mean, of course, we're all attracted to Scott Foley as well, but Josh Malina really came to play tonight. And Katie, I'm attracted to them all. They're beautiful people, as I've said, but
Katie, beautiful glasses, beautiful.
Josh, I know, I'm sure he's married to a gorgeous woman with a beautiful family, and I'm not trying, and I obviously have a beautiful family of my own, and I'm not trying to disturb anything, but I'm just saying,
life. Yeah.
I'm just saying I'd like to get on a chat. That's all.
See where it takes us.
See where the day takes us, guys.
We never know. I see that we're getting some of our attendees back, and half of them are gone, and that's okay.
And that happens.
I would apologize, but those of you who are here, and I love that. Danielle, shall we get into what happened this week?
Yes, please.
Wow, I'm getting my notes. Potomac,
guys.
Wow. It is the best. I live for it. I'm saving it. We do a lot of the shows, Danielle, and you and I are blessed enough to get them early. So sometimes It's like, I gotta watch. Potomac, I save for a time like me time.
Yeah. I don't even like to, we always take notes as we say, but sometimes I just like to put down the pen when I'm watching Potomac.
Lay down the sword.
Lay down my sword and let it become one with me, because it's so good. So let's get into this week's, because we had, wow. Okay. Ashley.
Someone's asking right off the bat, do we think Ashley and Michael really had an open marriage? I'm not buying that. I'd love to hear everyone's thoughts in the chat.
I don't think they had an open marriage. I don't think an open marriage is the same thing as once in a while having a threesome. You know what I mean? Like having a wild night where you're like, I like that girl. That's not an open marriage. You don't do that without each other. Both people are here for that. And so I don't think those things are related, in all honesty. And that's my problem with it. He is a cheater. It's different.
People are agreeing with you, Danielle.
Mm-hmm.
I think they do have an open marriage. To me, it's the only way to make sense of her insane kind of her behavior of her smile. You would not see me shopping for my niece's prom dress the next day if my husband had just been seen in his undies in a Las Vegas hotel room with that chipper of a demeanor.
Yes, she was eerily chipper, eerily smiley. Like when she showed up at the wine barn, I want to call it, if that's what it was, she was so eerily calm and cool and collected. I felt nervous. And then it just all made me feel really.
Oh, I did also feel though, at least she's taking it head on, because last year I feel like she was just everything's good. And everyone's like, but all this happened, grab ass with the cameraman and this and that. And she's like, no, it didn't. It's but it did. And none of this excuses Michael's behavior. I'm just interested in the psychology behind Ashley.
I think it's on camera. And so she is humiliated. And she also has horrible problems with men because her father left. And so she is trying to cover it up and make it okay for herself and everybody else. And so I think it is darker than that. And again, I do believe that they've had threesomes and had some fun, but that is a different thing. And I think he is a shit of a man. He's a piece of turd. He's just a little Australian dingleberry on the ass of a kangaroo. I just hate him in every way, shape, or form.
And when he had the goddamn nerve, this is literally antithetical to every single thing we've been talking about tonight, about mothering and women and how difficult it is, when he had the fucking nerve to say, what did he say? He had needs, or he had, I wrote it down.
Yeah, like
So disgusting. I craved intimacy, he said.
fuck you.
So shit.
We have a goddamn infant and you need intimacy? Ugh.
And you know, cause he didn't really want kids. Remember, I bet he's like, well, you wanted this, Ashley, and this and that. I think they've had a bit of an arrangement. She started to look insane if she didn't just come clean about it.
Mm-hmm.
Or she just was trying to save face. I really don't know. I wish we knew more.
But then Michael was like, can we cut now, please? I mean, we've all done this. I mean, I loved seeing the sort of, I love when they break the fourth wall.
That producer with the kind of like sun in, butt cut.
I would like to get him on the show.
The producer that I was expecting is like, yeah, you've done pretty good. You told us. So I was like, and can someone get Michael a beer?
I just was like, but it also to me, this felt like more of an inside at our house conversation. This didn't, to me, feel like a restaurant conversation, even though they had said the night before they had been in discussing it. It still felt like these are indoor conversations. These aren't like, let's go to a tapas place and have a combo.
Feel rehearsed. And yet, part of me was like, I wonder if there is some truth to, like, my husband and I have gone to counseling like a couple times when it's like things are so heated they can't be uttered by us, with just us. Like we literally need a third party present, and I wonder if that third party was us and the waiter.
But the appetite she had during it too, like I wouldn't be able to eat a goddamn thing if my husband and I had just been in the tabloids and he had cheated on me, and I
would have been 50 pounds heavier by that next day.
I couldn't have eaten like at a restaurant, just chomping away at like a cob. Like I just couldn't. I would be
great. I mean, I'm sure it was rehearsed, although I want to give her something, which is her makeup has never looked more beautiful, I felt.
She's never looked more beautiful. She has that sort of flush of motherhood where she looks beautiful. Her skin is
like smoky eye was beautiful.
Yeah, she's never looked better, never sexier.
Well,
that's why
she's nursing, and that's why she's hungry. Yeah, you're right.
Yes, but
she's got to eat.
Look, I'm not saying anything against eating, but I'm just saying when something so terrible has happened, like I just wouldn't be able to, like, she just literally is like gloating and sticking like a fork in her mouth. I'm just like,
yes. What? And you know what? I'm going to heretofore just start reading the comments, and someone saying, Michael with those watery red eyes, always just this like bloodshot weird eyes.
What is that? It is. He does have them.
Yeah.
Also, can we talk about on another subject? I just kind of wanted to change it real quick. Is that Robin sending the text? Let's start on the same thing, but Robin accidentally sending the text to Ashley. Can you imagine?
Can you even imagine?
I mean, someone just wrote that was so relatable in the chat.
So relatable because it's like that person's on the tip of your mind. I one time sent an email, maybe I told you this, Danielle, it was truly like one of the top 5 most horrifying like realizations, where, God, this was horrible. Ooh, horrible.
What have you done? What have you wrought, Casey Wilson?
So, this is all me, not June, but June and I had done this 2-woman show together, and then a TV show, someone wanted to like buy a TV show from us, so we're like so excited, right? And then a friend, not like a good friend, but a friend, like the day he found out was like, I've got this great song I feel like you should use in the show. Mm-hmm. The way he bombarded me with it, it felt in the moment like, calm down. Like, we've just gotten this news. Like, it was like right out of the gate. It wasn't like, congrats and then this. It was just like, yeah, you got to use my song. And I was a little like, song? Like, we haven't even written this. Like, yes. TGI Fridays Midtown. Like, I'm not at the song stage yet. Now that's how I felt, Danielle, at the time.
Oh, no.
I'm going to call him Mark, but I was in a Kinko's, again, on Union Square.
You seem to really love a Kinko's.
This is when you had to be at Kinko's.
Yes, I was at a Kinko's. Like not 2 years ago. So I feel
like you'll still traffic in a Kinko's.
Oh, I'll a Kinko's Express? Hell yeah. FedEx Express / Kinko's.
With the pandemic for me personally, but I could still see a print in there.
Oh yeah, I'll make my way there every once in a blue.
Yeah. So I'd always be in there like checking my AOL, and all of a sudden June wasn't there when he told me this. So I thought I got to relay this tidbit. So horrible.
Oh God.
Right in the chat, I'm like, I write to June you won't believe it. I'm like, Mark, so ridiculous. It's like, I know you need a song, man, but like, we're not ready to use it. Ugh. And like, your song, I like it and everything, but like, come on, like, give me a second here. Bad.
Yeah.
Send. My eyes bug out of my head and I see I have sent it to him. I push back from the table and I scream at the top of my lungs, someone help me, someone help me. People are looking up and I know I only have like 5 seconds to get it back. And I'm like, I said something. 3 people are over. We're trying to get it back. Okay. Gotcha.
In the middle of a TGI Fridays, just random people.
This was the Kinko's. Now.
Oh, you're back now, but still people.
I had been at TGI's at work. Okay. So now we're at Kinko's. So I decide to call him immediately. You know, like you're trying to head something off. Like I know he hasn't done it, but it was such a bad move too. It's like, why am I calling him? And I'm like, hey, now I'm having to think on my feet because I just picked up the phone and now I'm on the phone with him and I go, he hasn't seen it yet. And I go, sorry, Sonja, last part. I go, hey, Mark. I'm like, that's so crazy. I'm like, I just emailed you. I'm like, this is so crazy. And, you know what? I have to confess something to you, a little secret. I go, June. I meant to send that to June, which was so crazy. I go, because she is incredibly controlling.
Oh, you blamed it on June.
I go, she's actually like a bit abusive. And I was like, and I've never shared this with you, but I want to use the song, but I'm afraid June won't. And I'm like, and that's how controlling she is. Like, if the idea didn't come to her, so I got to present it like it's like a bad idea. So that because she's such a controlling, then she'll want to use the song. I go, so that was just, so you know, like that was me like help.
No.
He goes,
no.
He goes, what?
Oh, Casey.
And that was the end of that.
If I had done that, I would have, if I had sent that text, I would have thrown the phone into the ocean and started my life again. Like just, like, you know what I mean? Like, bye, I'm going to get a new identity and I'm going to start life again.
Yeah.
Everybody else gone. I'll never cop to that. Like it's gone. Today is gone. And and then I shall start afresh tomorrow. That's what I would have done. But anyway, but I do think Robin, like you, recovered quite beautifully. Yeah. Recovered beautifully and then just was like, so what do you want us to do? And she also, I believe, said June is very controlling and she wanted me to send this to
June. And June's not controlling at all, so it was just so insane. But I thought when Ashley said in the beginning, oh, you know, Giselle sent this to me and Robin sent this, I did kind of feel like, what kind of shitty people would send it? It's like, she knows. I would have just given it 24, depending on how good of a friend she was. If she was a very good friend, I would have immediately. But if I feel like these housewives are 24-hour people. So I would give it a 24, let the news hit, let it subside, and then say, let it marinate and let it, that weird smile get over her face. And I'd say, hey. About having a Cobb salad and nice night.
And I would just say, hey, I'm here for you. I know what's going on. It must be hard. Call me if you need anything. That's what I would do. But I'm a great person, so I don't know. That's just me.
That's you.
That's me.
Okay, you know what I identified with this week more than I ever thought I could? Monique. And let me tell you why, Danielle.
Why?
Monique's just trying to get her goddamn podcast.
But she has spent.
It's not easy to be a fucking podcast.
It's not. But Casey, she has said that how much did she put into the podcast?
$700,000. All in.
All in. And that's in the first year of having a podcast. To put in $200,000, I do believe everything could go for a lot cheaper.
You want to tell people how much?
Yes. Okay. We did spend, as you know, $75 on these bucket hats, $75 a piece. So, you know what? Not for lazy moms is right. You're right. This is a very expensive business that we're running here. Worth it, said people in our chat.
We just put in our thoughts and our hearts and ideas.
But I was just like, I mean, I was sort of on her husband's side. I was like, that's a lot of money to put into
like Big Boy took it well. He was like, whoa. He's like, that's crazy. I was like, he's really nice. Like, if I told David.
If I told my husband that I spent $200,000 of our money, P.S., because we both bring home the bacon in this house, he would fucking lose his shit.
Yeah.
He wouldn't even know what to do with himself.
He'd be back in that therapy session.
He would be like, okay, I guess we have to sell the house and move to, I don't know, back in with your parents.
Now, quickly, and then we can move on because we're going to do a little shorter here. But I want to talk about Candace's singing and her song for Chris that she felt the need to put to a go-go beat.
I'm going to say I liked it more.
Look, I liked it more too, but she was off key as hell.
Candace is not a great singer.
Yeah, of course she's not.
I know I said it like it was a discovery, and I'm sorry about that. I was telling everybody a secret that nobody knew. But yeah, that's.
It was just under the note, like the notes here. It was like, she was like, here. It was,
but that's where I live in a song. So I live where Candace lives, and so I know how to live in that area, which is just below the note or just above it, never on it, just right next to it. I'm note adjacent, as I like to call myself.
That's right. You're neighbors to the note.
Yeah. Like not good friends. Like, but I'll borrow a cup of sugar.
It's like the parts that I play on TV. Like your neighbor that's like not maybe even the best friend, but it's like the friend.
Yeah, she'll invite her over for book club. I would also like to say, and somebody else in the chat said it, but I also wrote it in my notes, and I want to say I'm glad I have a friend in this, which is I did not get enough Karen in this episode.
100. When Karen waltzed into that strange.
Oh, it was a breath of fresh.
That barn where they were having a wine tasting, and correct me if I'm wrong, they've had another party there a couple of years ago.
I feel like we're always in a barn.
Yeah,
this isn't our first time at this barn.
Karen killed me when she was just like, Giselle does not know how to host a party. It did seem odd. They were just like all standing in a circle with wine, not a lick of food, to celebrate Giselle's award.
Her book award.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. So, but I was glad that she came back. And what was that thing? I just wrote my thing in the literary award. Thank you. Now we're about to get to the fight. But there was one thing where I just said in my notes, sorry, they all want to be picked at some point. Like, they were like, who wants to talk first? And this was about Ashley, right? I don't know when they were all like raising their hand to be the first to talk to Ashley. Do you know what I'm talking about? When they were just like, I want to say something.
Especially when they all thought the threesome was with the man, their heads like popped off their bodies collectively. Wendy was like, with a man? Eric just said in the chat we had a Ladam drought.
We did. We didn't know how much we needed Ladam until it was not clogging up our nostrils. We needed her.
That's right.
I love her.
I love her.
And the fight.
I thought we were going to get to this week.
Me too. So that was a letdown, but at the same time, I believe we're building, you know the Housewives, Bravo. They're not going to let something, they're just going to give us the tippy top, they're just going to put the tip in, as an old boyfriend used to say. And then they'll give us, sorry, everybody. Someone just wrote, woof.
It's tough.
It's tough. They'll give us just the tip and we'll get the rest of it.
Which door was he sniffing around?
Oh, Front. Oh. Lowbrow. Someone just wrote, yes, that's why you have me here. I'm the gross perv. That's why you can't have me with the politicians.
Oh, someone said he couldn't get to the front door.
No, he couldn't. There was too many bushes. All the brambles.
He was like Luann when she fell in Mexico.
In the bush. He was like, I guess I got to go in through the garage.
I hope to get a tip in, but I hope there wasn't brambles in the back.
I'm a Jewish gal. There's brambles.
Stop, Danielle.
Look, just being honest. Everyone heard me get my asshole waxed on live podcast. I'm not telling anyone something they don't know at this point.
That's right. You did. Danielle, shall we move on? So we'll just take a quick break. And we're back. I want to just urge before we go next, Danielle. I know I've said it, but I don't know how many times I have to say it. Please watch Darcy and Stacey. There was a quote this week.
Okay.
So remember, Darcy was from 90 Day Fiancé. They have their own spinoff, two twins. Now they're battling the pandemic. It's the greatest.
We're seeing them mid-pandy. Oh, okay.
Extensions, everything's fallen away. And this is what Darcy said. Oh, no, this is what Stacey said, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
When her boyfriend was caught, much like Ashley,
mm-hmm.
in a woman's bed on a video. Okay?
God.
He's in a video, and when he sees that she's filming, he laughs and gets up and scampers out of the camera. She puts it online. Now Darcy is reckoning with this, and she says, and I quote, even though he was caught in her bed. He looks like he didn't really want to be there. This is a great show. I can't part either. It's so weird.
The denial that these human beings live in is something to aspire to.
Yeah, I honestly want to be in denial now more than ever. I have set aside a Xanax that Shira, my sister-in-law, gave me that is sitting on my, what does it matter? Counter. Specifically for November 3rd. Earmarked November 3rd.
Is it a special Xanax that have like special powers in it?
Well, I know I do take a lot of them, but this one is just for the election. Like, I need it that night to just get through it.
I have some I believe it's expired Xanax, but I'm going to dig in. You know me, I don't mind going into some medicines that aren't quite right.
My husband said that my dad's fridge is the most terrifying place he's ever been because my dad will serve like dinner with like barbecue sauce, and David will always sneak into the kitchen and look at the expiration dates. He's like, your family will fucking 1.5 years old like mayonnaise, and everyone's like, no problem.
I'm the same way. I'm like, this milk, it's fine.
Someone's saying expired works.
It does.
Great.
Thank you.
To New York, shall we?
Yes.
Union episode 3, our final installment.
Now, was this an exciting thing? No. But I do feel we got some closure on Dorinda, mostly because Andy seemed to close the door on her. I felt he was like, Dorinda, we've had enough. That's how I felt personally.
I felt I saw the thought come across his mind and crystallize, and then he went into acceptance. He like went through the 5 stages of grief in one look, like, you're fucking gone.
Yeah. And then he accepted at the end.
Yeah, and he was like, great to see you, but like he divorced her in that moment, like swift.
I felt like it was her last grasp. I think not that she knew that was coming, but I think she knew she was on the chopping block, even though it was still unexpected when she found out. I think she had a feeling, and that's why she said you know what, maybe I shouldn't have been on this season. I should have taken a season off, like it's some sort of like, it wasn't a good season, but it's going to be better next year. And,
that was her kind of like,
like that was her last ditch. Like, I had a bad year, but I'll be good.
A last ditch, in my opinion, would have just been a sincere apology. Even to Ramona, who I fucking hate. I know. I'm not defending her. I'm just saying, like, in terms of two humans fighting, pretend it's not Ramona, it was abhorrent behavior.
Yes, but I do think she was more abhorrent to Lou than anyone.
Danielle, I'm sorry to pause, but Joanne has just said in the chat, my aunt casually told me today that she goes on walks with Luann. I asked about her criminal justice work, but apparently it hasn't come up.
Interesting. That's a great boots on the ground. You know, if you do have some boots on the ground and you want to put it in the chat, we're always open to a good boot.
Always open.
Now, I also thought that Sonja really gave us a treat when she said, it's going to be you and me, 2 for 1 martinis at the burger bar. Like, that was a night to end all nights. I mean, like that quote.
I felt for Sonja, and I felt like Andy did too. Like, there were just moments you can tell Andy loves Sonja so much. I feel like she is his far and away favorite. Like, remember when she said something? I can't remember. She was like, I'll be there for you too. And he was like, oh, Sonja, like, she is a really nice person. I don't know why she defends Ramona so much, but I think she really loves Ramona.
She is so lovable. She is so absolutely lovable, Sonja, that I don't, I think, what? What are you laughing?
Fran in the chat is saying, I work very close to Sonja's townhouse. I'm sure this will not shock anyone when I say I have run into her on the street many times in a nightie and fur coat.
That is the least shocking thing I've ever heard. That's the only way to run into Sonja. I also feel like that townhouse should be a national memorial, like they shouldn't sell it. It should be like a historical landmark or something. Like, it's become a part of the city. It's become like, someone's got to like rescue that townhouse and like make it a memorial. I really believe that.
I want them to restore it to its former glory. Like, I don't want if I find out anyone's going to knock it down or make changes, that's not my buyer.
No, I want it in the Sonja Morgan state. I want no heat. I want a basement filled with unnecessary tchotchkes and like cereal.
Bed with the like pest control
I want urine.
4-point
Yeah,
bet.
urine stained carpets. Yes, someone said yellow ice. Nikki said that's.
Alex is saying, I'm concerned about Sonja's investment in the townhouse. She's spending a lot. It's like we need to cut losses. I don't think Sonja's ever been great about cutting losses, unfortunately. Speaking of that, this is a back and forth that went on between Andy and Sonja. He said, and this was in a flashback, and I know we all know it, we love it, but it killed me again. He goes, Sonja, the toaster oven, when's it coming out? She says, I have it ready. It's part of a whole thing. The tongs, the mitts, the apron, and I need a hang tag for each thing.
So it's the tags that were stopping it?
It's the tags, but it is a whole thing with the tongs, the mitts, and the apron.
So is that what stopped us in production, mid-production?
That's what's holding us up.
Do you think there was ever one toaster?
I think there was, but much like the Theranos, documentary on HBO with that woman, like, I don't think it ever worked. Like, there was a prototype. It was just like a hunk of metal with 2 slots where you could put bread in. So someone's asking, does anyone know how her line is doing in Century 21? And I hate to be the one to break this news, but Century 21 has shut down during the pandemic.
Yeah, it's
closed its doors, bankrupt.
I will also...
It sucks for her.
Yeah, I want more for her. But that woman she recovers. No, she is a survivor. She has recovered from, a 4-year marriage at most to a billionaire, and she's come out swinging. Her daughters and Ivy.
Some rack for her. That's beautiful. I'd love to see her at the rack.
Why isn't Sonja catching dick? Like, what is stuff? She was like, my daughter was busy. I couldn't catch a dick. But now she's catching dick? Where are we with the catching dick biz?
Maybe she was waiting for her daughter to get into that Ivy League.
So she's like, the minute she like ships her off to UPenn or wherever she is, she's just like.
I bet it is UPenn.
Is it? I don't know.
I feel it.
Maybe someone said that.
You said that. It hit me right.
It felt right?
Yeah, it felt right.
Wow. My dad went to grad school there. No big.
My brother went there.
Wow, look at us. Yes, I did not.
And Linda, she's a brick wall. She can't accept criticism.
Well, I thought the grossest comment was from one Miss Ramona Singer, and maybe other people didn't read into this, but when she just goes, I just like happy people. Sorry. It's like, no, you can't handle anyone else having a real emotion or a real problem. You only take joy from other people's misery. You can't be there for them as a friend. You're a sociopath. We need Ramona on the show, but I would like to know what the show would look like without Ramona.
How it would hold together.
Yeah, I wonder.
think her time is coming. I don't think it's next season. Like, we're losing a ballast. We're losing, like, a leg of a tripod. I think we need her, and then I think this might be her last season.
Yeah, that feels right. Like, this is, like, yeah.
We were right about UPenn, and that's just been confirmed. I like doing a podcast like this. We're getting instant feedback.
I love it because you and I are always asking questions, and to get the feedback from the people who know.
And maybe it's not as fun for listeners tomorrow, but I'm okay with that because these generous people donated to Vote Mama.
They sure did, and we really appreciate it.
Sorella speak, so I am okay with that.
What are you thinking of the relationship between Leah and Ramona? This sort of like mother-daughter thing that's really come up.
Well, I called you. And why we talk about this in between, I don't know.
Guys, we are talking about this all the time, not just when we're on the podcast. Very sad.
So, okay. There was a shot. It was a back and forth, and it was Leah looking so beautiful. Something about the way Leah looks in this reunion, I want to feast my eyes on it always. I never don't want her. I'm sad to see that look go in that, like, time and place, And they flashed from her to Ramona. And I'm telling you, with Ramona and that long hair, I felt like something trigger for Ramona. Like, they do actually look alike. And I know that might not be obvious at first glance, but there was something, like, if I squinted, and I know Ramona's jealous ridiculously of Leah for being younger, but part of me was like, oh, maybe this is a bit deeper. Like, she's really identifying with Leah.
And I really feel like we will keep Ramona next season because I think Bravo knows that there is a relationship there and an interesting vibe, this sort of mother-daughter, but also this, like, terrible jealousy and this, like, and so it'll be an interesting thing to watch, and we'll see what it sort of turns into next season.
Do you think they'll bring on Leah's sister?
No. I don't.
Why?
I don't think she's interesting enough.
Well, let's not say that about a fellow banged brunette.
Do you relate to all people with bangs?
Elise didn't even fucking make the reunion.
I know, that's tough.
Why? Did Ramona, like, shut her down? Ramona is savage. Why couldn't we have had her on a screen? Come out for
Yeah, that, you know what? That would have been a good idea to see her on screen. We've done that before. I feel like we've had someone on screen before.
I mean, that's how they do 90 Day Fiancé. It's like a janky small television. And you're like, here's your guests.
Yeah, Elise was treated in the way she performed this season, sadly. We get what we get, and we get what we deserve.
That's right, Danielle. Now, Danielle, I think we should briefly mention Beverly Hills. And that's a goodbye to New York, and we'll hopefully see you soon. And I liked Andy's idea of them all just living in Sonja's townhouse. And
what I would pay to see that show. Someone's saying
Berkshire's house to be a historical, just like a little plaque next to it.
I want to go there. I want to spend Christmas there. I would like to spend this Christmas at the Berkshires. Just putting that out into the universe.
If you and I were to go to Dorinda's, I think we would be received beautifully as guests. I don't mean you and I mean all of us. I think something about the show, I don't actually think Dorinda is that mean or angry in real life. I don't know why. I just feel there's a love there. I think that's why we're all struggling with her leaving.
I hear you.
Not as obvious. It's like Ramona, yeah, she's horrible. Like Dorinda's a little trickier.
Because we love her, and it seems to be when she's drunk, obviously, she gets really nasty, but it got really to a bad place. And maybe that's why it was so hard for us to see her behave this way, because we like her. Whereas Ramona, nobody fucking likes Ramona. Everybody hates her. Nobody would want to hang out with her in a second. But Dorinda, we actually want to hang out with. We want to be friends with her, so we're so disappointed in her behavior. Maybe that's what it's about.
I think it is. It's like disappointed.
Someone just wrote sweetly, she just needs a break.
That's nice.
I agree.
That's right.
But Beverly Hills, we did find out shocking information this week, which is that Sutton is only 47.
I thought you were going to say that Teddy was fired.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
I had to write it down like this on a paper, Teddy, to remember, because she slips my brain. So it's like my brain doesn't want to hold on to her.
I thought it was more shocking because I saw that coming, but I didn't see the fact that Sutton is only 47 coming.
See, I guess I'm not that shocked by it. I don't know.
Shocked. I thought she was, again, like, who knows how these women could all be 70 or 20. It's so hard because they've had so much surgery. But Sutton, I thought was, I don't know, mid-50s.
You know who's warming to Sutton?
Who?
Deanna Chang.
Oh, that is right.
Chair on our podcast, on everything.
Mm-hmm.
She said, never know how she's going to react to a single thing, and that's a nice quality.
I hear that. We'll see. I don't think she's ready to be a housewife yet, but I think she could come back next year as a friend of, just to see if there's anything else in that oven, Yeah,
you said, friend of, let's raise our standards.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we got a strange news article today.
This was a shock.
It's news in like the smallest corner of the world, but for us, it's big. It's honestly,
it was. I sent it immediately.
This is much bigger news in our world than what happened with Teddy's departure. What was up with that fucking filter when she did her? And look, I have a ring light happening right now, but like that, and I know I probably look fake, but like that ring light she's had to say her boring goodbye. I couldn't even get through the goodbye. I was like, 2 minutes. It had been 20 seconds.
No.
Anyway, you sent me an article in which Kyle Richards Umansky. Mm-hmm. We all know what happened when all her jewelry was stolen, over $1 million of Big Kathy's jewelry that she had passed down. It's devastating to Kyle. I actually also took that pretty hard personally. She's been on the hunt, which is smart. She's looking at she's looking everywhere for these jewels, like jewelry stores, first dibs, like she's hunting. And lo and behold, she's looking at Diane Keaton's Instagram.
Which we all are. P.S. If you're not, you should be deep diving every day.
And she said that a psychic on the 3rd Street Promenade in Santa Monica, Diane Keaton took a photo of the psychic's fingers like this because she thought she had these very interesting, very long black nails. And on the psychic's finger was one of Big Kathy's rings.
That's like a ghost story if I've ever heard one. Now they can't find the psychic. Yeah, they can't find the psychic now.
In the chat, it's upsetting. Kyle has hired a private investigator and cannot find
They did get in touch with Diane Keaton, which is good news. But they couldn't find, like, it was just like a woman on the street. It wasn't like some woman, she had her phone number, her email, or anything like that. So, but they're still on the hunt. They're still tracking down leads. What I also found upsetting was at first when I saw the hands, because it was just a picture of Kyle and then these really old witch hands. And I was like, oh, are those Kyle's hands? Because remember, we all saw, sorry. Sorry. But remember when we all saw like Kyle's hands on her face and we were like, oh, her hands look kind of crazy.
Meaty is what I said.
And so someone else said they had the same thought saying that. Okay. So like, I was just like, oh, are we talking about Kyle's hands again? And it turns out, no, it was a witch's hands, truly, or not a witch, but
woman that practices the dark arts. Eric Mercado, who has been very active in the chat, is now saying, I bet all of Kyle's jewelry is in Kim's bedroom.
Whoa!
House!
Wow! Slam. I would look under Kyle's bed.
Danielle, is there anything else we need to touch on? There was a Secrets of app. I didn't watch it, I'll be totally honest.
No, but that is where we find out that Sutton was 47. But,
secret.
That's a secret. But it was, no, I didn't really tune into that, but, I don't know. I'm really excited for right now. All we have is Potomac, and then we have Salt Lake City to look forward to coming up. And I think Orange County, which will be hard in an election year. I'm not going to lie. I don't know how to watch that.
It's a tough time to usher it in.
But we have Potomac, which is beautiful and wonderful and really lifting my days. And I look forward to it every Sunday evening.
Well, someone's saying, I'm sorry, Danielle, that Dallas is currently filming on vacation in Turkey.
Okay.
Do you think they flew them out on a private jet?
I don't know how they got those women to Turkey.
Wow. Whew. You know what I'm going to go do, Danielle?
What are you going to do?
I haven't really eaten all day. You know I eat so much. Today I was getting a lot together for tonight. And I think I need to take a solo drive-through Del Taco.
Oh, that's some of my best times are through a
June and I went like a year ago. June loves Del Taco. And I feel like it might be a nice act of self-care. Could that be possible?
I would love for you to swing on by. I would love for you to just like throw a taco at my door on your way.
Let it slide down. Disgusting.
I would love that.
Man, Danielle.
You guys, thank you so much for all who are here and came to the Vote Mama.
And all who were kicked off midway through.
We're so sorry.
We're so sorry. But I hope you can accept in your heart that this was all for a good cause and you got to see all the wonderful Scandal stars. And that's a thank you to Scott Foley, Josh Malina, Katie Lowe's, June Diane Raphael, Luba Gretchen Shirley, everyone at Vote Mama, Jenny, thank you, Dana Wickens, our producer, Jane Club, Jory Howard, Kim Cooper. Everyone, a lot of people put in time and energy to make this night happen. To you, Danielle, thank you for using this platform for good. We raised a lot of money. I'll know the tally soon, but we really raised a lot of money. So
thank you, Casey Rose Wilson, also for putting this amazing night together and for always keeping this place a garbage dump, but also when the times call for it, for raising us into the light and making us know what's really important too.
Thank you, Danielle. And what do you say at the end of every podcast?
I thank myself.
Okay. That's later in life and that I appreciate. We all need more self-love. I have none, but
I have enough for both of us.
You do. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you
soon.